Yo, welcome to the podcast, episode 57. Val,
Wow, 57.
Pablo, the
Yo,
wave.
yo, what's up? It's your boy Pablo the Wave, man. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah,
You're welcome. No, now everybody knows you listen to just getting the wave, how the wave. Now we're Pablo
yeah. So,
the wave.
this is the wave
The wave
episode.
episode, yeah.
The waviest podcast ever, you say anywhere.
Yeah, maybe that should be the title of this
Yeah,
episode.
Oh, yeah, mess with that.
Yeah.
waves.
Pablo the wave. That sounds like a phrase.
Yes.
Can you take us back to how the name started?
Okay, so up until like maybe 2 years ago was just Pablo. Like I used to go by just Pablo, and the inspiration for that was actually Pablo Picasso. Because there was a point where I think the three most expensive paintings in the world
Yeah.
were like Picasso. So it's like I was in high school at the time. Like, I was in SS3, and I was just like, actually, this is something I jive with. Like this guy is actually the most successful like
So,
painting artist. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe like I'll take that and Xerox it. But like whenever you say it, people think like Escobar
Escobar.
immediately. But like, and I'm fine with it. Like I'm fine. It's funny because that wasn't the inspiration, but like everybody, like nobody, I never told anybody, oh, my name is Pablo, and then they're like, it's like Picasso. It's like no.
Escobar.
Like Escobar is popular.
Maybe that was because you look like one.
AFCC, they watch this podcast.
Really?
Please, I beg you. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
So you don't catch.
Okay.
Okay, from your bio on Spotify, it's Pablo.
Yeah. So Pablo the Wave is sort of like part of a rebrand that I'm doing. That's really going to come out with my next release. And I just like it felt like because again, Pablo is a name that a lot of artists have in the world. Right? So Pablo the Wave, it was like it's kind of like a uniqueness. Like it's kind of a thing I use to differentiate mine.
Yeah, because the moment we have you guys on the roster for the Ox Friday, we began to make searches, and then it was difficult to know which of the Pablo.
Like you have
You
like
understand?
thousands
Because
of
there are a
Pablos
lot
and
of
just
Pablos, especially on streaming platforms on
yeah,
Spotify, Apple Music,
a lot of
and it's a
Exactly.
good thing to add other words
Yeah. So
to
that's
get a phrase on it.
yeah. So it's definitely like that's I think that's one of the very very important reasons. Like
Yeah.
so one of the reasons I'd say it's because like Pablo the Wave is like personally important to like differentiate it.
yeah.
But then also just like search engine optimization when people are looking for you,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they
should be
get
able to
you.
find
Is
you.
there anything that you don't know how to do? Search engine optimization.
Hey guys.
Yeah, that's techie.
Uh,
That's
uh,
techie.
we're tech bros.
Thank
We're
bros.
tech bros.
Tech
We push
bros.
buttons legally.
Oh, you
Wow.
can say. But that's good.
Yeah. Another thing on your bio on Spotify is you mix a lot of genres.
Yeah. So for me, I had a very diverse background musically,
Okay.
like what I listened to growing up. So first of all, like my family is particularly religious, so it's like the first things that I heard growing up was like Domo and them, right? But then the first
Yeah,
first like
can relate.
artist,
Okay.
the first artist I fell in love with really was Michael Jackson. So
Mm.
my dad had a compilation of all his songs, and I put the thing in the DVD and I heard it, and I was just like, "What is this?" Like it blew my mind. I can't tell you how many times I fell down face flats trying to do the,
Wow.
you know the thing, yeah. So I was just like, "Whoa," and then we didn't know that they were using film trick to do it, but
Yeah.
from there I kind of branched out. So I
Mm.
listened to reggae, I listened to pop music, I listened to funk, I listened to old hip hop. Like I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a
Yeah.
lot of Afrobeat and I
Okay.
enjoy it. So when it comes down to making music, sometimes you end up doing a lot of that stuff. And
Yeah.
I found it's been able to like make me unique. But then at my core, I've always really like resonated with rap and hip hop. So I find like what I do is I take rap and then I put it in places where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I do really.
Okay, so
Mm.
like, and when you recognize your name, and like, I made your name Pablo the way. Okay, I want to like to make like okay the music you do. Like okay, just put it in like in 2 words for us so that
Uh, let's call it wavy rap
with you
or something like that. Like
something
it's
like that.
Wavy rap.
rap.
Wow. Yeah,
Everything is wavy.
these days, a lot of artists come up with their own type of music. Like we have the Afro, sad,
Afro depression.
Afro
My
depression.
boy.
Oh,
Yes, I
why,
think.
why do you think we having such kind of things?
Um, I feel like the industry really changed from around a couple years ago, right? Because Nigerians have always had a history of doing very big things in music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then at the same time, like a couple years ago, and like maybe let's say 10 years ago ish, maybe 13 years ago ish, this was around the time that Wizkid blew up. Things
Yeah.
were really changing.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of Afrobeat out there. There was a lot of rap out there. There was a lot of like, things that people were doing really well. And I feel like when the younger people came up, or well, maybe not young because it's not just by age, but when the more recent artists came up,
The new school.
The new
yeah,
school.
the new school, they made their sound unique by taking elements of one thing and fusing it
Fusing
together.
it.
So people are creating new genres, and it's I wouldn't say it's something that I really aim to do, right? Like I just find myself doing certain things, but things like Afro depression is taking
Yeah.
essentially the soul of this sad blues and then
Yeah.
importing it into Afrobeat. Or Ashake takes these Fuji vocals and then puts it on Afrobeat and then takes like Amapiano instrumentation and puts it on top. And it's just like, okay, wow, what are these people really doing?
Actually, actually, this music thing, like, you have to be crazy at a certain point to make something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing really, really unique things that don't fit into any particular box. So it's just like, well, yeah, I think you can call it whatever you want because you actually
Because I remember when Rema came out, he said his own is Afro
Afro
trap
rave.
or something like
Afro
that.
rave, yeah,
Rave.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
doing trap and Afro, like fusing trap and Afro. Like everyone was like, what's Afro trap? All this.
You know, we have the Alte guys. The Alte guys. Yeah.
Why those?
So this is even kind of the thing. To be honest, like especially as an artist, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
even looking ashamed. I'm just not even sure what Alte is. Like I listen to a lot of Alte music, right? But Alte is like it seems like a movement. It seems like a type of music, right? And I thought it was like stuff like Santi, that kind of music. And then I now hear that Odumodu too is Alte.
It's
Like,
Odumo sounds like
This Alte for me, I think
no name for Odumo.
it's just like a space
We're
where
looking for it.
an artist can create whatsoever he or she wants to
yeah.
without any restriction. Like you won't call it R&B, you won't call it hip hop,
Actually,
you won't call it Afro. It's just there. You just create music, anything.
Yeah, and I mess with it.
And I think fusion is the future of Nigerian music because Nigerians love to experiment.
1000%.
Like the
Yes,
Amapiano sound,
1000%.
we take it as if it is ours. Like Casey, with the piano and the rest. A lot of sounds are coming out from that, and Nigerians are owning it.
I know in finance, like nobody was expecting that at that moment. That Amapiano will fuse with like Igbo. Like, we were just
Traditional instrumentation,
instrument.
like the way that
Like
you-
we just I was like fuck. And like we went where like how about globally, like everybody's fucking with it.
No, really.
Yeah, yeah.
I think just the fusion is really the future of the music, and I think it's in the past as well, because I don't know how many people listen to Lil Wayne as much as I did, but like when you listen to Lil Wayne or Tech Nine or
Yeah.
some rappers, you can feel heavy metal rock, like the influence of heavy metal rock in their music.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, really, people have been doing this thing for
ages.
time. It's like, as an artist, it's a heritage.
Yeah.
It's something that you can look at people who have done phenomenally well, and you're just like, wow, I'm really humbled by what these people who have come before me have done, and I'm inspired to try and do like new stuff.
No, Kanye too has been doing that for a very long time.
Yeah, Kanye has been doing a lot.
That's what they call him crazy.
Oh well, let's get back to your music.
Yeah.
Actually, so tell us about your debut project,
Okay.
your first single, and what was the experience like?
Okay, yeah. So my debut project, right,
Yeah.
was a sort of like long mixtape, which is like 15 songs long,
Long indeed.
and it's called Flight 234. So 234 is the mobile code for Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do was create an experience, and just show my range and my ability to do various things in the music.
Okay.
So the intro of that tape is a trap song, trap freestyle I did, and then after that it switches into Afro fusion.
Okay.
Then it switches into Afro beat. Then it goes into trap, like, and then like just like various things like that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I think the lead single on it was "Not the One." So this was like maybe 2 years ago, and that song came out first, and it was very well received.
Okay.
So I, having that experience and just putting out that tape, it was the first time it felt to me like there's really like people are really trying to hear this stuff. Like people in northern Nigeria actually want access to this music.
Mm.
But it's almost like there's no structure. Well, there is no structure, right? So
Yeah. It's not
like so how do people
Wow.
get to hear this music kind of thing?
Mm.
the-
But some of my experience with it was honestly it was just a big learning experience for me. I got to put out something that I really loved, a project that I really loved.
Mm.
And of course, it wasn't like for me. It wasn't a perfect release, right? There's things that I wish we had time to like mix this, better. I wish we had time to do this better.
Yeah.
I wish there was like more money to promote this
Promote
stuff,
this.
that kind of. But at the end of the day, you can't even wait around for those things. Like
Yeah.
at
It's
a
kind of
certain point,
perfect.
yeah, you just drop music and move, and just being able to drop that and seeing people connect with this music, seeing people respond to your music in a certain way is just like wow.
Nice.
I feel blessed, and like yeah, that's really bottom line of it. I feel blessed.
Yeah, the hard work is paying.
Yeah. Yeah.
The sleepless nights.
Mm. In the Nigerian music space, when you look at emerging artists now, you come to find out that even before someone gets signed, you have already released 2, 3 projects. Unlike in those days, until an artist is signed, that is when they'll start releasing their debut. But now we have people putting out work. Like, how do you see the difference between
Between okay, yeah.
this era and
In the era.
the eras of then Two Face, then MI, and the rest?
So
Yeah.
I think there's a couple key differences, right? And it's just I feel like it has a lot to do with the way people listen to music now.
Mm.
Like listening to music like you buy a CD because I remember like that Wizkid time, Superstar.
Yeah.
You buy
Buy
like the
CD.
CD. I have the CD in my house. That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, you get a promoter.
Exactly. So I feel like the cost of, and this isn't something that I've researched, right? But this is just what I think. I
Okay.
think
Okay.
the cost of producing those CDs, because like if you want to put out tape now as an artist in those days, you go and print all the CDs, you do.
Yeah.
Like so, there's a heavy cost to doing it,
Okay.
as opposed to maybe you having your song and going for live shows.
Live shows.
Mm.
But then now you can go to a studio. That's like you don't have your own setup. You go to a studio, you record, and then you can put it online
Yeah.
platforms. Like,
Audio mark.
exactly.
That was.
Audio Mac is cheap. There's some that like.
Yeah.
So it feels like to me in that time it was just much more difficult to release your
Okay.
music because it wasn't just like music. It wasn't just sound you were releasing. You were releasing physical copies of CDs,
CDs.
maybe merchandise, maybe things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But then now it's kind of like the whole industry has become smaller. It's in everybody's pocket.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. It's digitalized.
Like if you want, you can release music. Like as somebody who's not an artist, right?
Yeah.
You can release music by the end of today.
Like I'm planning to do.
Well, like yeah, like anybody on the street, just call
Yeah,
him, let him
just-
sing on the mic, carry that MP3, do one light
Do
mix,
one line.
you put it on Audio Mac.
That's all.
Like so, I think the industry has changed. Like the nature of the industry has changed.
So with these changes, do you think it has actually affected the quality of sound and music we're getting now?
Yes, I would say so because there's a lot of competition now. They are really, really good
Which of the
artists.
quality is better in those days?
Yes,
Or,
the
in quality in terms of lyrics,
Lyrics.
song structure, and then the production.
I have a very interesting theory on this
Okay.
on this one. Like, so the reason, and I feel like it's a common sentiment. People always say like, music in the past was so much better than music of today, right? Because it feels timeless. It
Yeah.
feels, you know those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
But I think I know why this is. Imagine the songs that we're listening to from the 90s, right? Those were the best of the best songs.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand? Like the trash songs
Point.
of
Nobody
1990,
listens-
they didn't make it.
Point.
So if you're listening
Every era they
to
try song.
if you're listening to the best songs of then and comparing them to like the average song of now, it's probably not going to look very good, right?
Yeah.
But then the sound of music also changes. The pace has also increased.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we're going to make a fair assessment of quality in general, like, okay, does music in general sound better now? Maybe let's leave and see how many songs survive down the line. How many
Okay.
songs are people listening to in 30 years? Do you understand? So
Yeah,
for me,
that's true.
it's just like, I feel like, well, yes, definitely the songs around are going to be really, really good songs, versus the bad ones. Because the bad artists, you don't know about them. You don't know their songs. You will
know.
never hear them. Even the
Okay.
average ones.
Like they're
One will also argue that, like when you look at the quality of, especially rap music, the quality of lyricism and everything has changed,
Has changed.
and you can't actually compare the quality of lyrics from now to in
To-
those days.
To those days.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like that's a fair argument if you want to make it, right?
Yeah.
Like storytelling. But I think in terms of like presentation, like the form and substance of older songs, if you listen to Pac and Biggie, like it's straight up storytelling,
Yeah.
right? If you come closer, like you come further to this time period and you meet some of those newer MCs, you now hear like bars
Point.
that are crazy, that because I'm a young guy, right? I didn't like, me listening to Tupac was a thing of, I as a rap fan, I heard Pac was the GOAT.
Yeah.
Pac died before I was born,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, so I went back and listened to Tupac after I listened to some of the new stuff. And I understand, okay, some people are very nostalgic about stuff like that. But, bro, Lil Wayne said, safe sex is great sex. Better use that latex so you don't get that late text. That I think I'm late text.
Thanks.
Who was doing this shit in? Who was doing this shit in the 19?
Punchlines.
like
punchlines.
bars as well.
Yeah.
But then I also feel like just as people in general, we have a tendency to look at the past with rose tinted glasses, right? So it's just like, oh, this old stuff,
those guys.
like the good old days, you know.
Yeah.
And there's like the MCs then were still excellent, right? But at the same time, I feel like if you're taking the greatest from there, you'd have to take the greatest from here.
Yeah, sure.
Like, we're talking about the people who are putting down bars, like bar after bar. They're telling you the story of their life. You listen to the album and you know the experience. And that music is still very much around.
Yeah.
Like, that music is still very much around.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as much, sure, but it's still very much around. Because it's
The
not every
underground.
MC.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's not every MC in the past that was spitting dope bars. Like, they were just okay MCs there too.
Maybe in the next like 20 to 30 years, like we'll see, like the new generation that's coming up, we'll see maybe like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, then Lil Wayne, then Jay-Z. As like, those guys are like, those olden days now, they are making bars, fire and stuff like that.
That's what it is.
Someone said in those days it was all about what you say. Then in these days it's all about the vibes.
The vibes and how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's category. Like,
Like, it depends, right?
it depends.
Because I feel like, okay, so as somebody who is a fan of rap, I do enjoy lyricism a lot, right? But then I also listen to other stuff, and rap is like my baseline. So rap is the music I'll probably listen to.
Rap is our first love.
Exactly.
We
So-
love hip hop.
So it's rap that I listen to more. But sometimes I feel like if we're talking about the quality of music in general, if I talk about the quality of rap, it's fine and good. Like, rap is built on a couple of things, rhythm and poetry. Like, that's really what it is. So you're trying to take a poetic message, put it on a beat, make it nice, make it a bop, that kind of thing. And that's excellent. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you go to other genres of music, there's like, let's say EDM or house, right? These are types of music. These are types of music that don't have lyrics to begin with.
Yeah.
Damn.
So how do you gauge the quality of this music based on lyricism? right?
Fact.
Like if music makes somebody feel good, which is not say okay, like if somebody just jumps on something, it's not say like okay, um, you cannot definitively say somebody is more skillful than another person. But at the end of the day, music is more of a personal experience than it is anything.
Yeah.
Like, and even the lyricism is not because of the lyricism that it's good. It's because of that how that lyricism makes you react, how that lyricism makes you feel. So you hear a bar and you're just like, this guy is not even human. Like, how do you come up with this? This is insane to me. You know? And then somebody goes into the club and they're yeah, like, so I feel like honestly, it becomes very, very subjective at a certain point. Like it becomes very it's tough to say.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
Like talking about genres of music, like you said your genre is rap with right?
Yeah.
Rap with. So like, what do you think like the challenges that you face like in the rap business in Nigeria, in your locality?
Ooh, okay, so the first thing is if you do rap music in some places, and these are studios, that's for example, that you be meeting other rappers, people tell you, yeah, no, why you be doing rap? Do you understand? Like,
Do the Afro, you go
rap
sell
doesn't
more.
rap
Rap doesn't
go-
sell.
Do you understand? And for me, who's somebody that I've like made Afrobeat songs in the past, songs that I really like as well. Though.
Man.
When somebody says that shit to me, I just get defensive. Like you don't even know that I've done Afro. I tell you, I'm not doing any Afro beats. Like, I want to rap. Like, because to me, it feels like it's such a defeatist attitude. And I feel like that attitude is stemmed in a couple of things. But one of the things that causes the attitude is we feel as Nigerians like we're inferior to other people. So what they're trying to tell you is not that rap doesn't sell in Nigeria. What they're trying to tell you is Nigerian rap doesn't sell in
Doesn't
Nigeria.
say anything.
Because I remember, like, it's when you're starting, like, you actually wonder, like, okay, is this a thing that happens? Like, is this really a thing that happens? And then J. Cole put out an album and he comes to Nigeria in the first week and everybody knows every song word for word.
A to
Right,
Z.
so, it's, yeah,
Like
you
they were
cannot tell
cutting-
me...
The hypocrisy.
Yeah, you can't tell me that there's no rap audience in the country. What do you mean?
Actually, Nigerian love rap. Nigerian love rap. Like totally.
That's it now. It's just, we the things that belong to us, we don't value them.
Yeah.
If we see the thing outside, then it's now like, this is an amazing thing. You know? That's it now. Like one Nigerian will go and top one school in Russia, and Nigerians are like, wow. Just Nigeria to the world. But then the
this guy
same
can't
people that are
even-
taking money to
topping
go and
the-
give that person a scholarship, the person that is topping in the high school that they have in their community, they have not given the
That's
person
not
anything.
easy.
You know, so I feel like it's an attitude we need to address. And it's something that you need to be very conscious about. And not just in music, but just in life in general.
Yeah.
We should always be inward, outward. You cannot be feeding people when your sister is in the house hungry. It doesn't make sense.
That's fact. That's fact.
Yeah, we have less than 10 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up before we go for the freestyle section. But let me ask this question. Who are your mentors?
Whew. So my biggest inspirations in rap, I'd say, and I'll say it's like in the order that I started listening to them in. So
Okay.
I started listening to Lil Wayne and Eminem. Like those are the first rappers that I used
Okay.
to listen to really. I listened to Michael Jackson. I still, like I bump Thriller on
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Okay.
Big Sean,
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, Nasty C.
Nasty.
Nasty
Wow.
C especially because Nasty was a youngin and it just felt to me like, oh wow, this thing is possible. Like, and a youngin like this is doing it.
Yeah.
Nasty.
You know, and it's not Nasty C is not. We're not talking about. We're not talking. It's not a conversation of like best rapper in Africa. I hate conversations like that. What does that mean? What does that mean? Do you
Like,
understand?
Yeah, he has never been on such.
Yeah. Don't
Like, what's the
don't box us
criteria
in.
for
Don't box us in.
like? How can you determine who's the best rapper or not? Then,
The
it's
criteria?
difficult.
Oh yeah, but first of all, I even hate conversations like that in general.
It's an
I don't know.
opinion, I think.
Like everyone has his opinion.
Yes, now
And
it's
who you want
subjective.
more, who you listen more.
Everyone is the best. You can't call yourself nothing less
Nothing less.
than the best.
Exactly. So we just have our goats, you know. And then another one of my goats because I was saving this one for last. make it not be like say I did to make noise, but BOC.
Best OC.
You know,
The best OC.
So And this one is because BOC, of all like the people who have inspired me, BOC is the one that I know like and I've met personally. And BOC, just apart from being a very, very humble guy, like the thing I would say about BOC is he has no reason to be as humble as he is. Like sometimes I just look at BOC like
Like, what the fuck?
they're just moving like a regular guy. But outside of that, BOC maneuvers through genres from like traditional hip hop to his own thing he's constructed to, and it's like it's so freaky the way that he does it with nah. That's, before I waste the remaining time we have on this.
We can't actually finish talking about BOC.
No,
Actually, not today.
That man is something else.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are really like some of my bigger influences right there. So Eminem, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, Big Sean, Nasty C.
Okay. So are you signed to any record label? You still independent?
Currently, I'm independent, but I'm let's say open to opportunities. Right? I think I'm allowed to say that. I'm open to
levels. He's open to opportunity.
Exactly. So that's really what it is. I'm still independent for the time being, but what do you mean to next week?
I think there is something you want to spill out. Exclusive on Lendo podcast.
And to be honest, it's like I don't even know. There's a meeting, but I don't even have anything to spill yet. Unfortunately,
something is coming up.
Don't worry, but when the thing happens, I'll come back and then we'll discuss it.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
All right.
We'll find your manager. Where is your manager?
Okay, so what has been your greatest challenge and your greatest moment as an artist?
My greatest moment as an artist. My greatest challenge. Let me start with greatest challenge. I feel like a lot of the time, being an artist is like watering a bamboo tree. Bamboo trees take 2 years to grow. So you are going to be pouring a lot of water, and sometimes you don't see results. And then it's just like, to me, it's just like, some days that thing really gets you. Some days like you really don't know if the results that you are praying for so desperately are coming. And it's not every time. Like it's not like you put in 10 hours of work and you see progress. Or sometimes you put in 100 hours, you not see progress. You put in 2 hours, you see a lot of progress. Like it's just really irregular. So sometimes, like a lot of the time, you just have to close your eye and keep doing the thing that you're doing. And it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing at all.
It's never easy.
Yeah, and so for
never
me,
never been easy.
And actually, like you can't do that like if you don't love something. You get like it's only love that can keep like doing what you do. Like even if it's making it or not, like you just keep doing it because
it's your passion.
Exactly,
and your passion should pay you.
This is
if it doesn't pay you, this is what you love doing.
Yeah.
So no problem.
Exactly. So for me, that's the thing. Sometimes it feels like, and it's not just me, right? Because I'm surrounded by a community of artists, and sometimes I see like other people, myself too, getting hit with hardships of life. Because you're making music, there are bills to be paid.
Cool.
Do you understand? There are family issues.
And Nigeria,
people don't understand.
And some people won't even take you seriously. And sometimes it causes you to question yourself. But then I just clocked one day, the thing I realized is everything is lame, everything is not cool until you blow. As soon as you blow, everything is cool. When were they saying Rema is making Indian music? And that was after he blew. Do you understand? That's after he blew. I'm just like, man, at this point, industry-wise, don't take being ignored, don't take being disrespected personally, because it's not even about you. It's not even a personal thing. So, biggest challenge. But then, biggest success. To be honest, I can't say that I can pin it down to one thing.
Okay.
Right? But it's like, in one or two cases, just meeting people who you know are well respected in the industry and having them fuck with you
acknowledge
for your music. Acknowledge you for your music. Not because they think you are popping, not because like fuck with you for your music. And there's been people like that, people like Prof, people like BOC, and just like when stuff like that happens, it's just like, man, like God, like I just like 2 days ago I was just asking myself like what's going on, but like this makes it feel worth it. There been so many things, man. My boy Pharaoh, after we did the tour, it got verified. Like when that thing happened, I was just like, God, It's
That's
just
it.
like it's making sense. It's making sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. For me, it's been many things, man. The show yesterday, just standing on that thing, just having people shout like just.
Yeah, we're actually going there. We're actually going to that moment.
So it's been so many things. It's been
Mm.
so many things, and the good far outweighs any negative thing. And you just look at that and you're like, yes, this is worth it. This is why I'm doing all of this.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, quickly. Tell us about your experience in Bauchi so far.
I love this place so much. I love Bachi so much. If I didn't have to travel out for just like rent house somewhere, like the love is crazy. The love is crazy.
Yo.
Bauchi loves music. Bauchi loves hip hop.
Mm.
And just coming to this environment, it is charged. You are performing. At some points, you can't even hear yourself
You
because they are overshadowing you and the sound system. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow. I'm just like, wow. Hi, no.
This is
no.
your first time in Bauchi.
I came to Bauchi first when I was really young. I think my family came for something.
Let's say that's like this official.
Yes. So that doesn't count. It doesn't count. This is my first time, and it's amazing. I love this place.
Then you were not Pablo.
I know I was not Pablo.
Okay. You just last you tell us your upcoming project or music that we should anticipate. Then we'll go
Okay.
for the freestyle section. DJ Wings, are you ready?
That's our favorite part.
All right. So I have like a what will I say, like a single pack. So it's just like a group of singles, maybe 2 or 3
Okay.
coming out together. I don't know what I will call it yet, but now the working title I have is With All Disrespect. So
All this is fun.
Shit, we're about to get disrespected.
so yeah. So that's what. Just watch the space. Pablo underscore the wave. Or Pablo the wave. Just new stuff that I feel like
Okay.
just really reflects where I'm at. New stuff after that because there's a lot of
Like you fixed
unrecorded-
date yet? Or
No, I've not
That's
fixed the
just-
date.
okay.
But that's even one of the things that we're trying to sort now. So yeah.
Hope you're getting it this year.
Yes, it's this year. It's
Okay.
this year. It's this year. It's definitely this year.
Right, DJ Wings, are you ready?
This is Hook Beats.
Yeah. Yeah. Pablo probably did it. We out in Bauchi. We the waviest boys. Out in Bauchi, the scene
Waviest
and the
boys.
city, they give me joy.
Yo.
You know how it be. You know how we did.
Mm.
We did your city. If I want to seize your babe, there's nothing that you can come do to stop me. I was up city when I'm running up road with 100 like go, okay. I was in the ends with a petty band man, and we running up city, okay. You know how I ginger, we did for the ginger. I get you denim like ginger, I get your back. Like, I got your back like t-shirt, back like knee hurts, back squat till knees hurt when we go be hers. Bray, nobody to say these niggas from us. We coming up from the north, we go give them enough. We go come give it to them rough. Look, Paul probably didn't that when I pull up in the joint like stop it. These niggas is hating, that don't lead to profit. You don't get enough and you might have to come up off it. If you want to come and stop me off the dome, man, it's no option.
Wow.
Been a realist in the game since
Bars.
When I'm running, no stack run just 100. Man, I give it 100%. No percentages off in the end. Look, man, we go make bars. It's ironic. I'm the one dropping the bars and you getting fucked. Soap reference. Niggas know that I'm too cold. This shit is a dope reference.
Shit.
Yeah.
Pablo the wave. Pablo the wave.
You see how
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
how calm and relaxed.
We want to get waiting in the yarn.
Like in
What do you feel about your freestyle, Val?
what's that name called? There's this like the way he fused into like style like Afro, he jumped into like normal like baseline rap. He enter like trap.
Yeah.
I like he just
So
do,
many
like
fusion.
simultaneously like he doesn't
Yeah.
even take. He just like flows into like he's just like used to the environment. Man, that's crazy.
Man, blessings. I really appreciate that, man. Much love from
Yeah.
the side.
Nice.
Dope one,
Yo,
bro.
blessings, man.
So final words final words to your fans.
Um, thank you so much, man. I've had like to everybody. I've had so many experiences, man. I've had, from starting. There's people who are with you, and then they are no longer with you. There's people who have been with you for time. But like, I am honestly just grateful for the entire experience, man. To be able to do what I love up until this point, meet people I respect. Meet people who are like into the culture, people who are
Yeah.
keeping this thing alive. It's, man, to be honest, it's a privilege. Like I was a kid who used to write raps in his notebook, and I still have all those notebooks. Every single like my first rap book, I have it. Like I kept all those things.
Mm.
It's just thank you so much, man. It's all love. Like I can't do this thing and not feel
Thank
love.
you. Thank you for doing the wavy.
Yo, guys, the waviest podcast ever.
Yeah. It's a wavy one. It's a wavy one.
And actually, like you guys present at Ox Friday yesterday, man. I think like that's the craziest Ox Friday we had.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Man.
That was the energy was too much, man.
Yeah, that was the craziest. That was the
Craziest,
craziest. It was just the 6th episode,
Six.
and that was the craziest.
Man,
Man.
in a bit.
The energy was top level, top level.
Honestly, the energy is unmatched. Man.
Yeah.
honestly. So it's been great, man. This has been great. Bauchi, best experience, really.
Yeah, nice having you on the podcast. We hope to have you again.
All
Maybe
right.
after your singles is
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Definitely. We should do this again.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes.
All right.